Welcome to the 8th episode of the Planetary Spirits series, Saturn, Agiel, and Zazel. Saturn has always been the planet of time, structure, discipline, and the quiet strength that comes from patience. In the ancient world, Saturn was the slowest of the visible planets, the one that moved with a steady, deliberate pace. He symbolized age, wisdom, responsibility, and the lessons that shape us over long stretches of life. To Raphael and the astrologers who came before him, Saturn wasn't just a planet. He was the living symbol of endurance, maturity, and the deep understanding that comes from experience. In the older magical traditions, Saturn was guided by two forces: the intelligence known as Agiel, and the spirit known as Zazel. These names weren't meant to be literal beings. They were symbolic, poetic, a way of describing the two sides of Saturnian energy. Agiel represented the higher wisdom of Saturn, the part that brings discipline, clarity, and the quiet strength that grows slowly over time. Zazel represented the raw force of Saturn, the instinctive pull toward boundaries, endings, and the deep stillness that shapes the soul. Agiel was seen as the guiding hand of Saturn, the part that helps us understand the value of patience, responsibility, and long-term effort. This intelligence was linked to maturity, stability, endurance, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing one's limits and one's strengths. Agiel represented the calm, steady side of Saturn, the part that teaches through time rather than force. Zazel, the spirit of Saturn, was the untamed side of limitation. The part that stops, the part that slows, and the part that creates boundaries and endings. This spirit wasn't negative. It was simply powerful, the raw Saturnian force that shapes structure, discipline, and the deep inner strength that comes from facing challenges. Zazel represented the stillness of winter, the weight of responsibility, and the ancient force that teaches through silence. Together, Agiel and Zazel created a complete picture of Saturn's influence. The intelligence brought wisdom, patience, and steady growth. The spirit brought boundaries, discipline, and the powerful stillness of time. One guided, one shaped, one taught, and one tested. And through both, Saturn influenced the way we mature, endure, and understand the deeper patterns of life. Raphael understood Saturn as the planet of structure, responsibility, and the long arc of experience. He saw Saturn as the ruler of time, boundaries, discipline, and the quiet strength that grows slowly, year by year. Saturn was the planet of elders, builders, guardians, and anyone who lives through patience or perseverance. And even now, in modern astrology, Saturn remains the ruler of discipline, maturity, and the lessons that shape us. Saturn's influence was seen in the way we face challenges, the way we set boundaries, and the way we grow through effort and time. He ruled the bones, the skin, the structure of the body, and the deep inner framework of the soul. He was the planet of winter, the planet of endurance, and the planet of the long journey. In this series, Saturn stands as the seventh of the seven classical planets, the slow one, the steady one, and the one who teaches by time. Through Agiel and Zazel, we see his full nature, both wise and stern, both patient and powerful, and both steady and deeply alive. Saturn is the strength in stillness, the wisdom of age, and the ancient teacher, who moves slowly across the sky, and slowly through the soul. And now, with Saturn complete, we've traveled through all seven classical planets, each with its own intelligence, its own spirit, and its own place in the rhythm of the heavens. Thank you for watching, and I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe. And please do join me for the last episode, The closing.